So in this episode, I want to put some ideas out there as to how you can basically step away from a sense of lack in life that has such a power to drag us down. And what I want to show you is an idea whereby you connect to identities and systems instead of goals and wants. So I'll just say that again. We're going to look at how to connect to identities and systems rather than goals and wants. Now, goals are all well and good if they're mere directions of travel. But the problem with goals and wants is get any dictionary and have a little look under the word want. And what you'll find is that it actually describes a state of lack. You know, if you think, a sports player was found wanting, you'll sometimes see that in a sports report. What they really mean is that they were found lacking. And want and lack are actually two different ways of saying the same thing. And so when we're heading towards something, when we set a goal, or when we think of something that we want and focus on the want, it kind of reminds us of the fact that we lack them. You know, if I want to weigh 182 pounds, for instance, it reminds me that I'm not there yet. So there's a very negative kind of echo from a goal. There's a very negative echo from a want. You know, something like, I want a relationship, for instance. What I'm really saying there is I lack a relationship. And so you can hear that negative echo that just puts us psychologically in a downer state. So rather than focusing and connecting too strongly on specific goals and wants, one way you can get around this is that instead of attaching to a goal or a want, you can actually attach to an identity or even a system. Now, the difference between attaching to an identity or attaching to a system is that they're things that you can do right now. A goal or a want is something that you haven't got, but an identity, even a system, they're things you can do every day. And so let me explain what I mean by that. So let's say, for instance, you might say, for instance, that you want more friends in your life. Or you could become the kind of person who attracts friends. Now, what kind of person would that be? Who would you be if you were the kind of person who naturally attracted your kind of people to you? And when you ask that question, it's a richer question because it allows you to really sink into the reality of who that person is, the strengths of yours that you would bring into being if you were to attach to that identity. So instead of wanting more friends, you would instead be that person who naturally attracted the kind of friends that you want. What does that look like when you think of being the sort of person that naturally attracts the kind of person, the kind of friend that you want? Now, straight away, it feels different. There's no negative echo there. That's something you can embody right away. You know, maybe you would be someone who chatted, or maybe you'd be someone who, really did the things that you enjoy, knowing that you'll be a magnet to other people who enjoy those things as well. Maybe you become more and more who you really are. Who knows what you decide in terms of the answer to that question. But isn't it a richer question? Isn't it something that adds something to you rather than puts you in a state of lack? So identities are really important. And rather than connecting to the want, what we can do is say, well, who would I be if I was that person? Now, the other thing that you can do, which again adds something, which puts you in a state of just being able to not have lack or not have want, but actually be doing something in the here and now, is in terms of systems. So let's say I want to be fit. If I say I want to be fit, I'm saying to myself that I'm not currently fit. And again, that has a real negative kind of echo again. But if I was the kind of person who was fit, what would be the kind of thing that I would be doing? So that if I did it regularly, I would just naturally become fit. Well, that's where systems come in. So I might decide for myself, do you know, I'm going to make sure that I walk 30 minutes a day. And the wonderful thing about systems like that, habits maybe, is that if I decided that right now, that I was going to walk 30 minutes a day, I don't have to wait to become fit. What I need to do is simply to walk 30 minutes a day. So I could start that right now. I could put my coat on, go outside, start walking and come back in 30 minutes. I'm no longer in a state of lack anymore. I'm in fact a person who walks 30 minutes a day. I've actually added something to myself rather than stayed in a state of lack. And so, as you can see there, the difference between systems and goals is that systems put you in a place of plus and goals put you in a place of minus. Goals say, you haven't reached this yet. Whereas a system says, I've already done that thing today and I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And very similarly, an identity rather than a want is something that you can embody right now and say, okay, so what if I was the kind of person who naturally attracts the sort of friends that I want? And you can be that person right here, right now, and you don't even have to wait. So if this episode has proven useful, then please share it on. And you can subscribe to this particular podcast, A Slice of Therapy, wherever you get your podcasts. Or if you prefer to watch them on YouTube, then you can subscribe there. Simply go to asliceoftherapy.com. And if you'd like to work with me, I'm Alun Parry, the director of the Liverpool Psychotherapy practice, and you can find me at liverpoolpsychotherapy.co.uk. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.